Faithfully waiting Anna. While narrating the account of the people who bore witness to the birth of Jesus at Jerusalem, Luke concludes with the presence of an elderly woman in the Jerusalem temple called Anna. Anna was the daughter of Phanuel, meaning face of God, from the tribe of Asher. She had been married for only 7 years and was now 84 years old. She never left the temple. Day and night she worshipped God, fasting and praying. The Lord gave Moses the following regulations for the people of Israel. For 7 days after a woman gives birth to a son, she is ritually unclean as she is during her monthly periods. On the 8th day, the child shall be circumcised. Then it will be 33 more days before she is ritually clean from her loss of blood. She must not touch anything that is holy or enter the sacred tent until the time of her purification is completed. For 14 days after a woman gives birth to a daughter, she is ritually unclean as she is during her monthly period. Then it will be 66 more days before she is ritually clean from her loss of blood. When the time of her purification is completed, whether for a son or daughter, she shall bring to the priest at the entrance of the tent of the Lord's presence a 1 year old lamb for a burnt offering and a pigeon or a dove for a sin offering. The priest shall present her offering to the Lord and perform the ritual to take away her impurity, and she will be ritually clean. This then is what a woman must do after giving birth. If the woman cannot afford a lamb, she shall bring 2 doves or 2 pigeons, one for a burnt offering and the other for a sin offering, and the priest shall perform the ritual to take away her impurity, and she will be ritually clean. After Jesus' birth, on the 8th day, he was named Jesus and circumcised. After another 33 days, according to the law of Moses, as Jesus was the firstborn male, he was presented to the Lord at Jerusalem temple with a pair of doves, and the ceremony of purification was performed. That very same hour, Anna arrived and gave thanks to God and spoke about the child to all who were waiting for God to set Jerusalem free. Bethlehem, where Jesus was born, was in Judea, where Herod was the king. The birth of the king of the Jews was informed to King Herod by the 3 wise men who came from the east, guided by the star, through which the birth of the king of the Jews was predicted by the wise men from the east. Nearly 600 years earlier, through the prophet Micah, the birth of Messiah from Bethlehem was announced. Anna too was a prophetess, so she was expecting Messiah through her lifetime. Anna's encounter with Jesus. During the ceremony of purification, Anna the prophetess identified Jesus as the Messiah. So she gave thanks to God and spoke about the child to everyone who were waiting for God to set Jerusalem free. What do we learn from Anna? Anna was faithfully waiting for the Lord's presence. She was 84 years old by then. So we can imagine the time span of her waiting. She was very patient too. She never failed in her hope. Anna was regular in prayer. According to the Gospel Luke, she seems to have never left the Jerusalem temple. Anna fasted and prayed, so God revealed her the presence of Jesus. Anna was expecting freedom of Jerusalem from the hands of Roman Empire. So she, having identified the king of the Jews, spoke about the child to everyone who wished for the freedom of Israel. God's interference with lakhs and lakhs of Annas. Over the centuries after Jesus' great commission to us, even though there were only a handful of persecuted and frightened people in Jerusalem, God made Christianity expanded into a worldwide faith. Christianity outlived the Roman Empire and outlasted the more recent empires of the last century. God raised Annas to spread the gospel that the Christian churches, denominations, movements, doctrines, and beliefs we know today come into being. The faith has been passed from generations to generations and from country to country. Let us also take the torch of faith and run our race and achieve the crown of righteousness which our Lord has for his children who faithfully work for the Great Commission.